Thanks, Lawrence. Joining me right now is former Hawaiian Congresswoman and author of a brand new book called For Love of Country, Leave the Democrat Party Behind. That is her urgency, and that's what she's going to be talking about in a moment. Congratulations, Tulsi. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
First off, what we're talking about over at Columbia last night, what are your thoughts when you're looking at that? Again, the NYPD, law enforcement in to save the day, vilified by the faculty, but there was no other choice at the end.
I mean, there's a few layers of issues here, Brian. Obviously, it is first and foremost maintaining the peace, law and order, enforcing the law as we're seeing our police officers do every single day. But the underlying issue that I hope everyone is paying attention to is the violence, anti-Semitism, and the pro-Hamas calls. You hear some of the calls that these kids are doing on these campuses saying, we hope October 7th happens 10,000 times over. They are parroting this radical Islamist terrorist ideology that Hamas, al-Qaeda, ISIS, all of these organizations are trying to perpetuate around the world, which is the extermination of Jewish people and a propagation of their radical Islamist rule. They want to establish Sharia law and a caliphate around the world, and that's the short-term and long-term threat that these groups pose to freedom-loving people and civilization everywhere.
What normal person says Sharia law, that's really going to enhance my life? The Ford Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, George Soros's group, they all have to be called out. We have to stop pretending like there's not an invisible force behind them. They're very visible, yes. And it was brought out last night that one of the reasons they went in, the NYPD, is because these are well-known actors, not students that are agitating, leading the way, and literally training on campus. Yeah. But I do also want to talk about what else is going on in the country, and let's talk about Donald Trump. Today, he has an off day, so he's going to be campaigning in the Midwest. How do you think this trial will challenge his candidacy?
The lawfare and the use of the Department of Justice to go after Donald Trump, it is having the desired effect. They are trying to keep him tied up in a courtroom and off of the campaign trail, limiting his ability and his time to get out there. I think it's important and very good that he's going to states like Michigan, like Wisconsin, like Pennsylvania, not ceding any ground to the Democrat elite, recognizing and pointing out to people, saying that he will be the president for everyone. And that's really what we need right now. So
let's talk about your book. You write
yes.
for Love of Country. You've been working on this for a while.
Just came out.
In 2001.
Yes.
You joined the Democratic
yes.
Party. What was the party like then that attracted you? And what do you mean has changed?
When I joined the Democratic Party, it was a party that stood for free speech. If you remember, the ACLU back in the day was willing to take a stand for free speech, even speech they disagreed with. It was a big open tent party that fought for the little guy. You fast forward to where we are today, and the insanity of the woke, warmongering elitists in the Democratic Party, it has become completely unrecognizable, and they pose a very clear threat to our freedom of speech. We're seeing how they are trying to erode our fundamental rights and their threat to our democracy in this society. That's what I talk about in my book. My experiences of having been in the Democratic Party at some of the highest levels for over 20 years and the reasons why I left. And most importantly, a call to action to Americans across the country that we must stand together and save our country from the Biden-Harris administration who are trying to undermine and destroy us.
And you were the golden child for a while, and then all of a sudden you were the one that everyone was afraid of and didn't want to talk about anymore.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? How much did that play into the fact that you're an independent now?
You know, I was surprised that they designated me as a golden child for a little while. I think I ticked some of the boxes that they were looking for, but they wrongly assumed that I was going to be compliant and allow them to be a puppet master and just go along with whatever the party line was. Within the first 6 months of my being in office as a member of Congress, they learned very quickly that that is not who I am, that I love our country. Right. I will always put our country first. Something that caused a lot of ire and a lot of attacks coming from the most powerful people in the Democratic Party.
But that only made you stronger. You're also serving in the military, too, and attracted a lot of Republicans would love for you to switch parties. But you're kind of in between now. But I think you're on Donald Trump's short list, probably, as a running mate.
Well, I'm speaking to Americans who feel as I do, very concerned about our country.
Pick it up. Tulsi's book is out this week, For Love of Country.
For Love of Country.
All right,
Thank you.
Tulsi,
nice to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.